Hello and welcome to the Nonprofit Thrivability podcast by the Patterson Foundation. I'm your host, Corley, podcast producer and consultant with the Patterson Foundation. Today, our focus is margin and mission ignition, and we are joined by two ladies from Big Cat Habitat, Nancy Nallin and Renee Ferreira. Big Cat Habitat is a little bit unique, and this is their second time going through margin and mission ignition. They enjoyed it so much the first time that they signed up for it a second time. The first go round, they were focused on their event rentals business, and now they're focusing on their gift shop business. What stuck out to me throughout this interview is the culture of entrepreneurship, thrivability, and sustainability that being part of MMI has grown at Big Cat Habitat. For example, Renee was not around the first time that Big Cat Habitat went through MMI. So now that they're going through a second time, they're bringing on a couple of the newer employees to help experience this. So when that old guard steps down, the new guard is able to continue this legacy of creating a thrivable and sustainable organization. And if you haven't been to Big Cat Habitat in a while, I highly recommend going to their website and looking at everything they have to offer. There are so many different things that you as a customer, as a guest of Big Cat Habitat can purchase and be involved in and are able to contribute to their mission. It's not just all about revenue. These revenue sources need to link back to the mission to help them drive that mission forward. If you'd like to learn more about MMI, you can visit this QR code up here. And if you'd like to visit Big Cat Habitat's website, you can go to this QR code here. The links are also down below. So without further ado, please welcome Nancy and Renee. Nancy and Renee, thank you so much for joining me today. If you would, please just start us off by introducing yourself and Big Cat Habitat. And Nancy, let's go ahead and start with you.
Hi, I'm Nancy Nallin with Big Cat Habitat. I've been with the Habitat for about since 2013, and fell in love with this place because of the vision of the family's hard work ethic. Just such a unique and wonderful place that you never get to see anymore. And their taglines were appealing to me. Love, respect, sanctuary for life, and we are all connected. And they live and breathe that philosophy. And I just wanted to be a part of it. I kind of just never left once I discovered this place.
And I'm Renee Ferreira, and I've been here since 2019. And it's just been really great to just help see and make everything grow here and watch as everything just gets better.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. We are here to talk about your involvement with margin and mission ignition. So if you would, please just describe it from like a perspective for somebody who has no idea what margin and mission ignition is. Nancy, could you just explain what the whole concept is?
Well, margin mission, for me, it's a way to consult with the Patterson Foundation. We were selected from over 70 nonprofits. The process was really interesting. We went through a number of labs just to become engaged and think outside the box a little differently, and to see if we could challenge ourselves to find new income ventures. At the time, it was basically front-gate admissions and donations and some grants, but very, small order. So Margin Mission Ignition brought us in fresh set of eyes. They offered us consultancy for 3 years with two incredibly enthusiastic guys, Mike and Larry. Their work all over the country is amazing, and it speaks for itself. Sarah Leonard was involved, Josephine Eisman, and some other consultants from the Patterson. We've had so much support. But creating that new income venture allowed us to dream big, to think outside the box, to collaborate in new ways, and really to develop administratively. Here it's just full of animal, nonstop action, and administratively, we really needed to build the grid out and learn. And for me, it was a way to Danielle, is so involved in this place, and she needed support administratively. So for the next generation, it was also about succession and bringing in fresh talent like Renee. We would not have Renee, who is the spine right now of our organization. We wouldn't have her without Margin Mission.
Well, shout out to Mike and Larry and Josephine and Sarah and all the people at the Patterson Foundation for doing a great job with this. From what I understand, this is now your second time around with Margin and Mission Ignition. Renee, what are you guys focused on right now for the second time around? And then Nancy, I might have you talk about what you guys were focusing on with your first time. So Renee, what are you guys focusing on right now with Margin and Mission Ignition?
So right now we were focusing on the gift shop and expanding growth, having new inventory to make that an entirely new revenue source. We did have a gift shop, but it was just, didn't have a lot of different options. It was small, wasn't super aesthetic. So it definitely wasn't living up to the potential that it could have. So now with the second round, we are working on that. We've actually already over doubled the year before in the gift shop revenue versus since we started the MMI. So that's kind of our focus right now, and we're just getting started. So we're really excited to see how it goes.
And Nancy, what was the first round with MMI focused on?
The first round, we actually considered a gift shop at the time, but we became involved in the event venue business. And so it allowed us to have, we always had parties. They tended to be potluck, and we usually spent more money on our events than we brought in. But, they became well known. And as people came in and wanted to have parties of their own, we saw the opportunity. We put night lights everywhere. We built a pavilion. We built a business plan around bringing in the people to support the event venue business. And then from there, through the pandemic, we were supported into finding even newer streams of income with the team we had in place. And so Renee and Danielle worked together to build yoga and Cassandra, yoga encounter programs, just other, so more little tributaries of revenue came out of that first MMI. But originally it was about the event venue business, corporate parties and events.
I went to you guys' website and I was astounded by how many things there are for people to be able to do and to purchase and to be involved in, from yoga with various animals, like 3 or 4 different types of animals. I'm like, oh my gosh, to tours and the venue rental. Like, it feels like you guys have so many options now for people to be able to participate with the Big Cat Habitat. So how did Margin and Mission help you guys go from these ideas, the TPF calls them, ideas are gas, liquid, or solid, and ideas are just gas states. But now you guys have moved these into a solid state reality. How did MMI assist you guys in moving these from just an idea to being implemented and actually making sales and revenue?
That's a great question. Through MMI, we were able to hire in the people to focus on that. So as Nancy said, we're very animal focused. That's always our number one priority. And we didn't really have the people in place to focus the energy on expanding the different programs. And through MMI, we were able to do that. And then now we have a bigger team for that as well. So we were able to focus on getting other programs to bring in more revenue that supports the animals.
So this is a 30-month program. It is a massive investment of time on your guys' behalf. And the fact that you're doing it a second time, I think, is a great testimonial to Margin and Mission Ignition. Nancy, why did you guys choose to do this a second time? And I assume it's worth it if you chose to do it again. 30 months is a long time. Well,
for us, Renee and Cassandra did not have the opportunity to go through it the first time. And as I transition from team leader the first time more to a trusted advisor role, so that Renee and Danielle and Cassandra, as the younger generation, could go through this themselves. They see the back end of it, but to go through the process of it, I think that will allow all of them to help build other business plans. It's the second time around. Well, it's needed. We have another one we could do, but now we'll know how to do them. And more importantly, Renee and Danielle and Cassandra and Clayton have been through this, another time. So it's kind of becoming routine and expected to be able to build budgets and plan those disciplines we didn't have before. They're strengthening as we go.
Yeah, and to me, that is the essence of nonprofit thrivability and an additional ripple effect of being part of MMI. And you're able to educate the next generation of people that are going to help carry this organization through to the future. Speaking of that, we've talked about the margin and mission ignition, but there is the mission part of margin and mission ignition. With all of the revenue sources that you guys have, how are you still staying focused on the mission?
Absolutely. Everything is relevant to our mission because we're all about connection, and getting people to connect with animals is the best way to get them involved in conservation, education, knowing what's going on with different species in the wild and in captivity. So everything focuses on that. If you do yoga, you're connecting with the animal that you're in there in an unforgettable experience that you're going to remember down the line, that you want to help these animals because you spent time with them and you have a personal connection with them. Same thing with your gift shop. You're going to bring home a shirt that says Big Cat Habitat, and you're going to think about all the animals that you supported by wearing that shirt, because all of those proceeds are directly supporting the animals you visited. So you're just connecting with them emotionally, even when you're not here. So I think every one of our programs is directly connected to the animals, which is our main goal, is connection between people and animals for conservation and education about all the exotic and domestic animals.
And so TPF defines internal stakeholders as the CEO, executive director, the board, the staff, the donors, the volunteers. When you guys start taking on a project like MMI and these additional revenue sources, we think it's extremely important to have alignment across all of those stakeholders. Nancy, how did you guys go about aligning people around these ventures the first time and now the second time?
Our board members became involved as we were building out. Like, for instance, we have Jason and Lonnie and Charlie. They became involved. Charlie gave us much donations in meat and helped with the events in that way. Jason filled up tables. Lonnie is continually giving, things to make he has a mower business, so things to make the park look nice before our events. They weren't so involved in the business planning, but in the support of what we built together, they were thoroughly involved and still continue to be. And the same thing, I think, with the gift shop.
And, they have passion for animals, and we have passion for animals, and just showing them the different ways that these new ventures are going to help support our mission for caring for these animals. I think they just get on board because they're like, this is great. We can make a new habitat for this animal, or we can create a new enrichment program for this because we're going to have new funds through these new ventures. And so I think just the fact that they love animals and they want to help us, grow our mission and care for the animals, that they're, on board to help us make these things sustainable and possible.
I just like to add one thing, because I was talking about our board members, but there are also non-board members who have been longtime volunteers. Bill Riley, Ann Cantor, well, she's board, Van Withy, some of these people that helped, Russ and Sharon Stevens, Mark Rizzo, these people helped us build through the years and actually were involved. Bill Riley was involved in our business planning. And so, just all the support that we have from these people who have had their careers in the community and now are giving back in service ways, as well as donations. I think the service way is just as important, and they were very involved.
Yes, it absolutely is. And many nonprofits need as much support as they can get from the community. And I think it's great that you guys have dedicated board members and volunteers who are willing to continually give that support over a long period of time. That shows that what you guys are doing is really powerful and really important, that people are willing to continually give that time. So now kind of changing directions here a little bit. How did joining MMI change how you guys think about strategy or revenue or income going forward? And tag on to that, how many years were in between the first and second sessions that you guys did with MMI?
So the first one started in 2018.
Yeah.
And then I started on in 2019. And then the second one we just started in 2025.
Okay.
So 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah. With continuous support by the way, between the two initiatives with the consulting, we had pandemic Zoom call consulting, which got us to expand our revenue there. And then we had the Thrive Dine sessions. For me, these Thrive Dine sessions are just pure joy to see the other participants in MMI, how far they've come, and to learn about their mission and to learn about how we can connect with these other organizations' mission. And any other organization who's been through MMI, we all know what we've gone through in the process, and we all have a great deal of respect and admiration for these other organizations. So
I think that's a big part of it. It's not just hey, this is a one-time thing and then we'll set you guys off. They continually bring you back to meet with other organizations who have gone through the same thing. So maybe if you can continue talking about the Thrive Dines a little bit more, and maybe any post MMI specific consulting that goes on. What value do you find from that? And what are the other things that they do? Do you guys do one-on-one consulting past the 30-month process, or is it just Thrive Dines at that point?
I think we do the Thrive Dines, which are not only are you seeing what other nonprofits are doing, but you're learning. You're learning things that they tried that maybe you thought about trying, but were like, I don't know, is it going to work? And so you can see, oh, that worked for them, or it didn't work for them. And so you can learn from them and continue that. And then Larry and Mike are amazing. They check in with us all the time. Even if we don't have a specific thing, they'll just be like, how's it going? Any new ideas? What's going on over there? Or, hey, this upcoming thing with the Patterson Foundation, or this is happening, get involved. They also, we started doing fueling dynamics fundraising.
Yeah.
So we started doing that with them as well. And so everyone just stays really connected. And so I don't feel like even when there is a space in between the actual MMI, initiatives, that we're not in communication with them or with anyone else that's been involved in it. Like, everyone's always just checking in and seeing how we're doing and wanting to know how the progress is. And
they're always connecting us. And I love people that connect and let you go, just let you roll with that new connection.
Yeah, to me, this just continues to emphasize the thrivable aspect of what the Patterson Foundation is trying to do, providing you with additional resources beyond just the engagement of MMI, that 30-month session, which again is very rigorous and intense and long, but to bring you guys back in and make you part of a larger community as well, I think is extremely powerful. So the Patterson Foundation talks about everyone has cookies in their jar, pieces of advice or knowledge or information. What is a cookie from each of your jars that you would like to share with an organization who's maybe thinking about margin emission or thinking about creating a more thrivable organization? And let's start with Nancy.
Okay, the cookie from to another organization, much like Satchel's, Paige Knoble helped connect us to this because they had gone through margin mission. So when I think about encouraging others, it's to have confidence in yourself that you can do it, to trust that the process is easy. It looks hard and it's very daunting. We almost dropped out. After like 4 labs, I called Larry. I'm like, I don't think we can do this. We had so much going on. We're still working out buying this particular parcel. We had a lot going on. And Larry said, just come to the sessions. I think you'll get a lot out of it, whether you're chosen or not. And we did, but every step was scary. So I know there's other organizations out there that think they don't have the leadership, willingness, culture, capacity, readiness. What is that? LWRCC?
Yes,
I don't think in those terms anymore, because the Patterson has offered us a lot of opportunities that we might not have been culturally or, had the capacity yet to be ready for. But it's on our radar, and we know that those opportunities are there. And for other organizations, just trust in yourself in the process. You'll get through it and you'll never look back.
Renee, what's a cookie from your jar?
I would say my cookie is just building off Nancy's. Just don't be afraid, one, to make a mistake or to fail or in a project or in an idea, and just be open-minded to, different ways that the same problem can be solved or different things can be happening. So just say, don't be afraid. You can try something. We've tried events that we thought were going to be amazing and they weren't a hit. So we tried something else and then that was a hit. So just don't be afraid to try new things, and don't be afraid of failing. If that one thing doesn't work, then you're just going to try something else and that won't. So just keep going.
I think that's so relevant and powerful what you both have shared, that it might be scary. It seems like a lot, but it's so worth it. And you might try some things that don't work, but you adjust, you make changes, and then you eventually come to a place where it does work. Well, thank you both so much for your time today and sharing about your involvement with Margin Mission Ignition and how they have helped Big Cat Habitat extend and create a more thrivable organization for you guys so you can continue to pursue your mission with excellence. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Reed.
Thank you.
And thanks to your dad, too. Michael Corley, stellar, and Deborah. We loved them.
Everyone at the Patterson Foundation.
Thank you for listening to the Nonprofit Thrivability podcast by Beyond the Blog. For more information, please visit thepattersonfoundation.org/beyondtheblog.